Hey there, welcome to week 5 of my 2022 12 weeks of Halloween series. I've finally gotten caught back up and I'm super excited to be able to get those projects out to you. Okay, so here is a sweet little box, and if you can't hear that, there is a pack of orange Tic Tacs in there. So I haven't been able to find Halloween Tic Tacs yet, but if you're lucky enough, Target usually has all of the fun Halloween Tic Tacs. Counts combo, there's a Howlin' Halloween and a witch one. Anyway, it's been a couple of years since I've tried to look for them, but Target doesn't have them yet. So any color Tic Tacs will work. I just happened to find some orange ones that I wanted to use. So I'm going to put that up and off to the side because I'm going to need to bring in the scoreboard. We're using Scary Cute, and we're using the Love at First Bite. This is another one. I've been trying to make sure that I've used everything out of this stamp set, so we're getting close. We've just got these two images down here. So we're using the Love at First Bite, and then also from the dies, where did I put those? Right here. I've cut out one of the larger bats using the metallic shimmer paper, and so I just cut them out on a piece that didn't have any of the little dots or anything. So there's that, and I've already done that, and that's it that we're using from here. So, and I've just got the third largest, or the third smallest circle from the Stylist Shapes. Okay, so let's start with, let's just go ahead and stamp our sentiment so that can be drying. I've got gorgeous grape ink and our sentiment, and we're just going to put that right in the middle, and crooked doesn't count because it's on a circle, but look at that, so pretty. Okay, put that off to the side so that I don't end up smearing that. Okay, so here is the template for cutting once we get to that point. I've used a 1-inch retired circle punch. If you don't have that, you could use another size circle punch, or you could use a die if you want to do the little notch back here. It's just easier for your recipient to open the box. I've also brought in my corner rounder, so any corner rounder that you have if you like that look. Okay, so I'm going to bring up scoreboard, and this is pumpkin pie cardstock, and it's 3.5 by 8 1/4. You can get 3 of these out of 1 sheet of cardstock. All right, so we're going to start with 3/4 on the short side and 2 3/4, and then we'll go on the long side, and we're going to score at 3/4, 1.5, 4.5, and 5 1/4. Okay, and that's it for that. So let's go ahead and work our score lines. I feel like some of our cardstock feels thicker than others, and this is definitely one of those. So I just kind of get in the habit of folding both ways on pretty much all the cardstock. I just don't want anything to crack and should be visible on the outside. So 3D project, you really want to use your bone folder. It's very important to get your paper to do what you want it to do by having nice crisp lines. Okay, a little bit of cutting. Grab my snips, and we're going to start down here. This is our top section where you've got the 2 3/4 inch sections there. So we're going to go just a little to to the left of the score line here, and we're going to go down and stop at that second score line. Okay, and then the same thing over here. You're going to go a little to the right of that score line. So we're cutting out the score line ultimately is the goal. Okay, and then I want to fold this back, and we're going to come to the second square in, and I'm just going to cut that in half. And just be brave and just do it. These are going to be on the inside. You know, they're going to be visible when the box is open, so try to get them even. You could cut them on your trimmer if you want. And then I'm just going to cut out a little wedge just to get rid of that score line. And that's all I did, okay? Then you're going to come down here, and we're going to go to the left and to the right of those score lines. I like to tuck this back so I don't cut anything off that I'm not supposed to. And then we're just cutting a tiny sliver, just enough to get that score line removed. Remember, if it won't pull, go ahead and cut it. You don't want to rip it. So if it won't pull to the inside, always do it to the inside, because if it does rip, it'll be on the inside. But if it won't pull, you just cut it. So again, to the left and to the right of the score lines. Get those out of the way. And just cut out the score line. And let's see, will that pull? Yep. Okay, and that's it. Now, we need to cut or punch our hole. So what I did on my template was I measured what the center was so that I could have my finger notch be pretty centered. And so then now I'm just using it as a guide. So I just put a little tick mark where center was, and then I punched my hole. This picture of the template will be on the PDF. Okay, and now let's do our rounding. We're just going to round these two corners here. And I'm going to use, I've got this crocodile. I'm going to use the 1/4 inch side, and just, I feel like it goes into the box easier when it's rounded. Plus, I like the way it looks. You could also just snip the edges at an angle if you wanted. Okay, so let's prep I'm going to put our little bat. Isn't he cute? Well, he's all glimmery and shiny. Okay, so we're going to take the orange and the green, the parakeet party and the pumpkin pie, the glitter washi tape, and I'm just going to eyeball center here, and we're just kind of making our own designer paper, so to speak. And I didn't have any that had all of these fun Halloween colors in it. We don't have any this year because our Halloween paper is black and white. Now, there's a fun stripe in the black and white. There's actually 2 stripes. With the thicker stripe, you could take blends and color down the white stripes to color up the paper. You could also sponge on it. We've done that in a project. Now I'm just going to leave a tiny little gap and put a piece of the pumpkin pie glitter washi tape on either side of that, the green one. It's Parakeet Party, right? I think. Oops, you want to kind of make the gaps the same size. There we go. Not a big deal. Okay. All right, now I'm going to grab my liquid glue. Come on, I've been using you just fine. I took a dinner break when Andy got home from work, so maybe this is not, there it goes. not wanting to work again. Oh, don't. Okay. No, I'm not even squeezing. I'm just going to move some of this around. This keeps happening. Okay. And then this is going to go on the side opposite of where we notched the treat holder. Getting all out of frame over there, getting all crooked. Okay, there we go. And this is just going to go down just like that. And then I'm going to turn it over, and this will help press down that washi tape too, and just get that to where it's stuck really nicely to the front. Okay, a little extra glue, of course. Okay, all right, let's put this away. I'm going to grab my tear and tape, and I've got, where is, grab my gift card, and we're going to turn this over, and we're not going to put tape on the notched side. We're going to put tape on these two sections and these two sections. So not here, that's the front, and that does, or that's actually the back. So I'm just going to do a couple of long strips here. Tic Tacs are not heavy, but 3D items, you don't want them to fall apart. There we go. And then we'll get this side. You could also use your tape runner, your Seal Plus for 3D projects. Okay, and then here we're gonna do, let's just do a little line kind of angled here. Okay, that's it. Now, your bone folder, give those a good press. Helps to release the backing on the tape. I grab my Take Your Pick tool and take those off. And then I'm going to go ahead and remove the backing off of all of these. If you're not comfortable with doing that, then just bring your two tabs up, and then when you bring the sides up, then you can remove the backing. I'm a professional here, so, you know, probably, hopefully it won't end up being a disaster. So these are just going to come straight up, and remember that they're angled, so you don't want to get it all, you know, off to the side. You want to make sure that the bottom edge here sits straight on that fold there. And I like to put my tabs on, sandwich them on the inside of the two larger tabs. That way, when you are putting your treat in and out, if these tabs were on the inside, they would catch, the package would catch on them. And I just don't happen to like that very much. So, okay, now what we're going to do is just pull this up and press that down, and then this one, pull that over and press that down. Okay, and then I want to go in here with my bone folder and just run that across where that tape is, just to make sure that it's nice and adhered. And then we'll put our Tic Tacs in, and this is going to close just like this. And look, that's a nice fit, and it's not going to open up on you. It's not going anywhere. Okay? All right, let's grab, we have our circle. I'm going to grab some dimensionals. And then I've got a fun embellishment that I hadn't quite figured out how to use yet, because it's unlike anything I've ever worked with before. So I'm going to show you how I figured out how to use it for Halloween. It's actually a Christmas embellishment. So I'm going to put that right there. And then I'm going to put a little, hopefully, a very little dab of liquid glue. I'm going to grab my tweezers just because it's easier for me. And I'm going to put that right down into that glue and then just kind of rest it there for a second. Let that glue grab. And then I'm going to grab my white and black buffalo check ribbon, of course, my favorite. You could color this one too if you wanted. You could color it with that parakeet party like we did in last week's, or video number 4. There we go. And we'll make this one a little long because it's fun. There we go. Glue dot. This is going to go right at the top of that circle. Oops, come on. All the way up there. And then you can finagle your bow a little bit to go in the direction that you want. Okay, now let me grab the embellishment. So we're using the matte black dots, but we're also using these adhesive backed stars. Look how big these ones are. These ones, look how big those are. I'm going to use one of the smaller ones, and let's kind of get that back where it's supposed to be. And let's just grab this one right here. And I just took my dark pumpkin pie blend and I just colored the little star. And then I went over it. It's got a glossy texture on it, so if you want it darker, you'll need to wait for it to dry and then go over it again. So, and be careful because that ink there now is, it's wet. So you don't want to transfer that to your fingers or, you know, your tool and then get it on your project. So just be careful. I probably should have colored it at the very beginning, but I forgot. That way it would have been super dry, but that's okay. I'm just going to put this right up here at the top. I don't think I put my bow up enough, high enough, so let me reposition that. There we go. I like that better. Okay. And then I'm going to grab one of the smaller matte black dots. I have this Rogue large one here that has just been kind of hanging out. And this is going to go right there in the middle. So you get a little bit of that orange. It may not completely look like a star, but you know, I thought it was fun. So there we go. Of course, you could color pearls, or you could use rhinestones, or whatever embellishment that you want. So here we go. Week number 5. I hope you are enjoying this exclusive series just for my newsletter subscribers. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. I truly appreciate you. And I will see you back next week with week number 6. Bye.